Okay, we want to start talking about elections because this is the time where we get to start predicting what's happening in the future. Some maybe sooner than later. Let's talk about some people in the state that are on the short list. Let's talk about our Attorney General, Sean Reyes, for a second. Word on the street is he may very well be a top candidate for the chairman of the FTC. LeVar?
Yeah, I do think he has a very good chance for that, and that would open up the AG's position in Utah, which then means the Republican Central Committee would put forward some names and the governor would choose. So there are some good prospects for that. There would be a fair amount of competition. I think Teresa and others have some ideas about who some of those might be.
I'd love to see our moderator throw his hat in the ring there. I think you've got probably Derek Miller that'd be interested in it. Maybe Spencer Cox would be a good name. There's a lot of talent, a lot of young attorneys that are next level political leadership in the state, and it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
Will be. So if that happens, LeVar, just for the sake of those listening, so let's say General Reyes does take this job. So the State Central Committee will meet. They'll select 3 names.
Yes, and the challenge there, of course, is that the Central Committee tends to be very, very conservative, and so they will want to put forth conservative. So those who are interested are going to have to ingratiate themselves before the Party Central Committee.
Okay, could be a short period of time for that one right there. Terry, comment on that?
I think Spencer Cox would be an interesting candidate. I also think that Utahns have been waiting for someone to be tapped by the Trump administration to serve on some level. Greg Hughes was hoping for a position, I believe, in the Department of Transportation. That didn't happen. Mike Noel is evidently being considered for the Bureau of Land Management. We're still waiting to hear on that. And if Sean Reyes is chairman of the Federal Trade Commission, it'll be interesting to see how he works. I think he's the strongest of those individuals who have been put out there so far.
So, yeah, one more comment, because I want to start talking about that next Senate race. I guess the stuff is developing whether Senator Hatch decides to run or not. Other people are talking about it. This week, Mitt Romney says, I'm not going to open any door, I'm not going to close any door. What do we make of that? Is he going to run? Is he going to run for Senate?
First of all, Senator Hatch may well run for re-election himself. He appears to certainly want to do that, and all these important people have been writing op-eds encouraging him to run, which has been orchestrated by his staff, I'm sure. But I would actually be surprised if Senator Hatch does run, and so that does open the seat up. A Romney-Huntsman match would be monumental, but I just cannot see Mitt Romney running. I think it's the time for the next generation of Romneys to get involved in politics. I don't know that any of them would run for this seat, but I'd be really surprised if Mitt Romney ran.
Teresa?
Oh, I don't know if he will, but I think the theater around a Romney-Huntsman matchup, version 4.0, would be very interesting.
I wonder if there's some part of him that harkens back to the 1990s when he lost to Ted Kennedy in Massachusetts and says, I still want to be a part of the U.S. Senate. I think that would be an incredible race to cover as a journalist. Huntsman, Romney, I would enjoy every minute of that.
Neither one of them are particularly well liked by conservative Republicans, and of course, they don't have to go through the caucus convention system now to get on the ballot, but the far right isn't particularly enamored by either one of them.
What are people telling Senator Hatch right now, the advisors? What are you speculating, LeVar?
I think they're telling him that they love him and he's done a wonderful job, and he has 2 really important years left where lots of important things will happen, that he's incredibly powerful and is good for Utah, but it's probably time for him to step down after 2 years.
Well, this will be something interesting to watch, both from Senator Hatch and the people who may want to contest him. Thank you very much for your thoughts on this very interesting political issue.